Hello students, in the previous video we have discussed the angle between two lines. Now today we are going to discuss the condition for perpendicularity and parallelism of two lines. So consider two lines L1 and L2. L1 has the equation R equal to A1 plus lambda B1 and L2 has the equation R equal to A2 plus mu B2. Here B1 and B2 are the vectors which are parallel to the line L1 and L2 respectively. Consider the two lines are such that one line is L1, another line is L2. Now B1 vector is the parallel to the line L1, so vector B1 will be such like this, and B2 vector is parallel to the line L2. So B2 is parallel to the line L2. This is vector B2. Now if the two lines are perpendicular, then vector B1 and B2 are also perpendicular. Consider their component form. Let vector B1 equal to A1I plus B1j plus C1k, and vector B2 equal to A2I plus B2j plus C2k. These are the component form of the vector B1 and B2. Now if line L1 is perpendicular to the line L2, that means vector B1 is perpendicular to the vector B2, because both of these vectors are parallel to line L1 and L2. So if lines L1 and L2 are perpendicular, then vector B1 and B2 will be perpendicular to each other. So we can write vector B1 dot vector B2 equal to 0. Now the dot product of these two vectors will be A1 A2 plus B1 B2 plus C1 C2 equal to 0. This is the condition for perpendicularity of two lines L1 and L2. Now this is the condition for perpendicularity of two lines. Now for parallelism, if L1 is parallel to L2, that means B1 is vector B1 is parallel to the vector B2. In that case, if two vectors are parallel, then we can write one vector as the some constant times vector B2. Now this can be written as A1I plus B1j plus C1k. This is equal to lambda A2I plus B2j plus C2k. Now equating the coefficients of I, j and k, we can write A1 equal to lambda A2, B1 equal to lambda B2 and C1 equal to lambda C2. So this can be written as A1 by A2 equal to lambda, B1 by B2 equal to lambda, and C1 by C2 equal to lambda. So this can be written as A1 by A2 equal to B1 by B2 equal to C1 by C2. This is the condition for parallelism of two lines. In terms of direction cosines, we can write L1 by L2 equal to M1 by M2 equal to M1 by M2. Here L1, M1 are the direction cosines of line L1 and L2, N2, N2 are the direction cosines of the line L2. It is clear, students? Now this condition can also be written in terms of direction cosines. In terms of direction cosines, we can write L1 L2 plus M1 M2 plus N1 M2 equal to 0. It is clear, students? Now let us draw what are the skew lines. Consider one question. The question is that there are two lines, the line L1 and the line L2. The equation of line are 1 minus x upon 3. This is equal to 7 y minus 14 upon 2t. This is equal to z minus 3 upon 2, and the equation of the line L2 is given by 7 minus 7x upon 3p. This is equal to y minus 5 upon 1. This is equal to 6 minus z upon 5, and we have to find out the value of the p if these two lines are perpendicular. Find value of p if L1 is perpendicular to L2. These lines are perpendicular, then we have to find out the value of p. So first of all, we will transform these two equations in standard form, and after getting the equations in standard form, we can find the direction cosines of the line parallel to the vector. So lines can be written as x minus 1 upon minus 3. 1 minus x can be written as x minus 1, and the negative sign is associated with 3, equal to, we can take common 7 from numerator, then what we get, y minus 2, and that 7 can be written with 2p by 7 equal to, this is equal to z minus 3 upon 2, and similarly L2 line can be written as x minus 1 by taking minus 7 common from numerator. If we take minus 7 common from numerator, we get x minus 1, and minus 7 can be written with 3p. This is equal to y minus 5 upon 1 equal to, and this can be written as z minus 6 upon minus 5. So these equations are converted in standard form. Now direction ratios of two lines are given by A1 equal to minus 3, B1 equal to 2p by 7, C1 equal to 2. These are the direction ratio for the line L1, and for the line L2, the direction ratios are A2 equal to minus 3p by 7, B2 is equal to 1, and C2 is equal to minus 5. These are the direction ratios of two given lines. Because L1 is perpendicular to L2, therefore we can write A1 A2 plus B1 B2 plus C1 C2 equal to 0. So this can be written as -3 into -3p/7 plus b1 is 2p/7 into b2 is 1, c1 is 2 into -5. This is equal to 0. And after simplifying, we can find out the value of p. So this becomes 9p/7 plus 2p/7 is equal to 10. This becomes -10. So we transfer this term to right side, becomes positive 10. This becomes 11p/7 equal to 10. Then the value of p is 70/11. This is the answer. Means this is the value of p when two lines are perpendicular. It is clear, students? Now we are going to discuss the skew lines. So first of all, must know what is the skew lines. In a plane you have already studied that either the lines are parallel or the lines are intersecting. In a plane, the two lines are either parallel or intersecting. But in space, if two lines are neither parallel nor intersecting, then such lines are called skew lines. For example, suppose that these are the two lines. In this situation, the lines are parallel. In this case, the lines are intersecting. If we separate these lines in such like this, now the lines are neither parallel nor intersecting. Such lines are called the skew lines. So now these two lines are skew lines. So skew lines are, two lines are said to be skew lines if they are two lines in a space. Two lines in space are said to be skew lines if they are neither parallel nor intersecting. That means skew lines are neither parallel nor intersecting. Such lines are non-coplanar. Non-coplanar means do not lie in the same plane. Suppose that these two lines are parallel and these two lines are intersecting. In both of these two cases, the lines are either parallel or intersecting. In both cases, the line lie in a plane of board. The two lines lie in a plane of the board. If suppose that the lines do not lie in the plane of board, then the lines are said to be non-coplanar. Suppose that one line is this and another line is such like this. This is in the plane of the board and this line is in a different plane. So skew lines are non-coplanar. It is clear, students? Now we are going to find shortest distance between two skew lines. we have to find out the shortest distance between two skew lines. Suppose that the equation of lines are L1 and L2. Then equation of line L1 can be written as A1 plus lambda B1, and the equation of line L2 is A2 plus mu B2. Consider the skew lines are these, and this line passes through a point whose position vector is A1. Suppose that point is S, and this line passes through a point whose position vector is A2. That point is taken as T. And consider this is the shortest distance between two lines. Suppose that the value of this line is D. This is the line L2 and this is the line L1. Now if we join S and T, then projection of this is the projection of ST on the common perpendicular of these two lines. So we can write PQ equal to ST cos theta, and cos theta is the angle between these two lines. Theta is the angle between these two lines of ST and PQ. ST and PQ. So cos theta can be written as vector PQ dot vector ST divided by modulus of vector PQ, modulus of vector ST, and the modulus of whole value. Here D is means PQ is perpendicular to both L1 and L2, because PQ vector is perpendicular to both L1 and L2. So vector PQ can be written as D n cap, where n cap is the unit vector perpendicular to both L1 and L2, and vector n cap can be find out by unit vector of V1 cross V2 divided by mod V1 mod V2. Mod V1 cross V2. Actually, vector n cap is perpendicular to both L1 and L2, and V1 and V2 vector are parallel to the lines. Then V1 cross V2 becomes perpendicular to both of these two lines. So this vector is perpendicular to L1 and L2 both, and the unit vector is can be obtained by dividing the vector by its magnitude. So this becomes the unit vector which is perpendicular to L1 and L2. It is clear, students? Now putting these values in this equation, then what we get? We can simplify it. Cos theta equal to PQ dot ST. Here PQ line is D n cap, vector PQ is given by D n cap, and vector ST. ST is the vector joining the points S and T. The position vectors of these points are given by vector A1 and vector A2. So ST can be written as vector A2 minus vector A1 divided by modulus of PQ. Modulus of PQ becomes D, and modulus of ST this becomes ST is this vector. So we can write modulus of ST as ST. From this we can write D ST cos theta. ST cos theta equal to D is cancelled out with D. Then we can write here as N2 dot vector A2 minus vector A1. Now putting the value of vector n cap from here, we can write ST is cos theta is equal to PQ. So PQ is equal to n cap dot A2 minus A1 and PQ is equal to D. So D equal to n cap is V1 cross V2 divided by modulus of V1 cross V2 dot A2 minus A1. So this can be written as A2 minus A1 dot V1 cross V2 divided by modulus of V1 cross V2. This is the expression for the shortest distance between two lines. This is the formula for finding the shortest distance between two lines. It is clear, students? Now we are going to find out the Cartesian form of this equation. Cartesian form. Consider A1 equal to vector A1 equal to x1I plus y1j plus z1k plus lambda times of A1I plus b1j plus c1k, and the equation of line, this is vector R, and the equation of line L2 in component form is written as x2I plus y2j plus z2k plus mu times of a2I plus b2j plus c2k. This is the component form of these two equations. Now putting the values of a1, a2 and b1 and b2 in this equation, then what we get? First of all, we should find out the value of b1 cross b2. This is equal to ijk a1 b1 c1 a2 b2 c2. This is equal to a b1 c2 minus b2 c1 plus j plus j a1 c2 minus a2 c1 plus k a1 b2 minus a2 b1. This is the value of b1 cross b2. Now a2 minus a1 dot b1 cross b2 can be written as the dot product of a2 minus a1 and b1 cross b2 can be related with by the value of the determinant, in which a2 minus a1 as the components, x2 minus x1, y2 minus y1, z2 minus z1, and the components of B1 and B2 are A1, B1, C1 and A2, B2, C2. This is the value of this expression. Now putting these values in this equation, then what we get? D equal to modulus of this x2 minus x1 y2 minus y1 z2 minus z1 a1 b1 c1 a2 b2 c2 divided by under root modulus of b1 plus b2. Modulus of this, the modulus of this becomes a1 b2 minus a2 b1 square plus b1 c2 minus b2 c1 square plus c1 a2 minus c2 a1 square. This is the formula for shortest distance between two skew lines in Cartesian form. It is clear, students? Now let us discuss one question on this formula. Question is find shortest distance between the two lines L1 and L2 whose equations are given by I plus 2j plus 3k this is R equal to plus lambda times of I minus 3j plus 2k and the equation of line L2 is given by 4i plus 5j plus 6k 4i plus 5j plus 6k plus mu times 2 3 1 2 3j plus k. Here vector a1 is this I plus 2j plus 3k, vector a2 is this 4i plus 5j plus 6k and vector b1 is this vector I minus 3j plus 2k and vector b2 is this vector, this is 2i plus 3j plus k. Now we have to find out the value of a2 minus a1. First of all, we must know what is the value of b1 cross b2. b1 cross b2 can be related by the value of determinant in which first row contains ijk, second row contains components of b1 which are 1 minus 3 2 and third row contains components of b2 which are 2 3 1. Now expanding this we can write it as minus 3 minus 6 minus 6 1 minus 4 plus k 3 minus plus 6. So this is equal to minus 9i plus 3j plus 9k. This is the value of b1 cross b2. Now value of a2 minus a1, this is equal to a2 minus a1 means 2 3i 5 minus 2 3j and 6 minus 3 3k. then value of A2 minus A1 dot B1 cross B2. This is equal to, this is the dot product of these two vectors. So this becomes 9 3 are 27, 3 3 are 9 plus 3 9 are 27. So this is equal to 9. And the value of B1 cross B2, modulus of B1 cross B2, this is equal to under root 81 plus 9 plus 81. So this is equal to 90 271. Now D equal to A2 minus A1 dot B1 cross B2 divided by modulus of B1 cross B2 and the value of and whole modulus of this. Value of this is calculated here 9 and value of mod B1 cross B2 is under root 271. This is the shortest distance between two skew lines. It is clear, students? Now for today we are leaving the topic here. In the next video we will proceed the topic. Okay students, thank you.